Ferrari NV is a public company with many big investors. The company is called Race, and family members and venture capital banks are among its shareholders on the New York Stock Exchange. Piero Ferrari is Enzo Ferrari's son, owning 10% of the business. Ferrari has no parent company. It is a public company, which means that many people own shares in it. Ferrari was owned by Fiat for most of its history, but when it went public, it did very well. What is the history of Ferrari, and how did she come to her state of being one of the most powerful cars in history? In today's video, we discuss the rise of Ferrari, the most potent car in history. Kindly stay tuned to the end of this video to know everything you need to know about this powerful automobile industry. Thanks! It's no secret that Ferrari has battled financially over the years, but the Italian company's value has skyrocketed in recent years. Ferrari is one of the world's most well-known luxury automobile manufacturers, and the most expensive collector car ever sold at an auction was, of course, a Ferrari. The Italian company, along with its competitor Lamborghini, is known for producing some of the fastest, sleekest, and most eye-catching vehicles on the market. Ferrari has been producing some of the greatest performance cars for well over half a century. Despite selling very few automobiles, it is the world's 10th most valuable car firm. In fact, as of June 2021, it was valued at around 2/3 of what Chrysler, Peugeot, and Fiat were worth, who are in one mega company known as Stellantis. But what is the key to Ferrari's rise? The origin of Ferrari. Ferrari may trace its roots back to Enzo Ferrari, who created Scuderia Ferrari in 1929. The business was founded in Modena, Italy, and it quickly became known for creating some of the best racing vehicles of the 1930s. After his factory in Italy was devastated by the Allies during World War II, Enzo Ferrari reluctantly began producing his first Ferrari badge road vehicles in order to sustain his firm and continue racing, and this proved to be a success. 1947 125S was the first Ferrari. A 1.5-liter V12 engine gave it power. It was a sports car with 2 seats and a frame made of tubes. It was also one of the first cars to come with a 5-speed transmission. This made it possible for the V12 to speed up to any speed. That year, only 3 cars were made, making it one of the rarest cars ever made. Ferrari became famous all around the world for its high-quality sports cars. In the town of Maranello, which is in northern Italy, Ferrari cars are made. There is a museum, a restaurant, corporate offices, a styling area, and even a wind tunnel on the factory grounds. If you're going to Italy on a vacation, this is something you should see. Ferrari in Formula 1. Formula 1 racing is one of the venues where automotive makers compete. Even now, the firm emphasizes its racing credentials. However, Ferrari has recently been stumbling and underperforming, and it is attempting to correct this. Ferrari entered Formula 1 in 1950 and won its first world championship in 1952. Racing has always been at the heart of Ferrari. The earliest Ferrari company, Scuderia, was a car racing company. It is still the only brand that has been part of Formula 1 since 1950. It was taken over by Fiat. When you're a small independent racing car firm, it's always a difficult path to choose. Larger automakers are most likely to form alliances or take over. This also happened when Fiat bought Ferrari in the 1960s. Fiat Chrysler, now Stellantis, split off Ferrari as an independent publicly traded corporation, and it has been operating independently since. Despite the fact that it produces a small number of automobiles, it is now one of the most valuable car companies in the world. Ferrari's branding in other sectors. Ferrari's famous brand name is also being used to brand a variety of other products. This move is a bit of a risk. However, it has paid dividends by putting its name on fashion, retail, and even theme parks. Ferrari has done so while recognizing the risks. In fact, previous CEO Sergio Marchionne stated in 2014, "I genuinely think that automobiles are practically secondary to Ferrari," which sounds sacrilegious, but it is truly a premium brand. From the perspective of an investor, what people think of the image is more significant than the number of automobiles sold. Ferrari's market worth has skyrocketed in recent years, and the company's approach has been to focus on its luxury brand and sell it on diverse items. The manufacturer only sold 10,000 vehicles in 2019, but it has a market worth of $52 billion as of May 2021. That is an incredible accomplishment for such a small firm. That is more than Ford and Nissan combined, and Ford is the second largest of the big three American automakers. Not only that, but it is only slightly less valuable than the Stellantis group, which includes Fiat, Chrysler, and Peugeot. Ferrari's dangerous game. Ferrari has made a great effort to retain the quality of their vehicles while avoiding the use of their brand name on inferior products. This is a high-risk game, and a misstep could be disastrous for their brand. However, for the time being, it is a lucrative game. For the time being, it has been enormously successful in leveraging its brand name. Their trademark is being applied to such items as apparel, watches, and even coffee cups. In sum, Ferrari's power comes from selling goods rather than cars. Hybrid and EV cars. Ferrari has no choice but to adapt to the changing times. Within the next decade, internal combustion engines are expected to be banned throughout Europe. Ferrari must adapt in order to survive. Ferrari has stated that their first fully electric vehicle will be available in 2025. While this is the worldwide trend, and other automakers have built their reputations on high-performance electric vehicles, many Ferrari buyers prefer the feeling of driving with a powerful combustion engine. Time will tell how eager both Ferrari and its customers are to transitioning to electric automobiles. The prancing horse. There is no more recognizable logo in the world of automobiles than Ferrari's prancing horse. Audi's four rings come close, as does Mercedes' three-pronged star. But Italy's leading supercar manufacturer's engine insignia is in a class of its own, and it is because of this level of brand familiarity that Ferrari is one of the world's most powerful brands. Enzo Ferrari only ever revealed this story of the logo. The horse was painted on the fuselage of Francesco Baracca's fighter plane, stated the manufacturer, a gallant airman of World War I. In 1923, I met the hero's father, Count Enrico Baracca, and subsequently his mother, Countess Paulina, who told me one day, "Ferrari, put my son's prancing horse on your vehicles. It will bring you good fortune." The horse was and still is black, and I added the canary yellow background that is Modina's color. Ferrari has risen tremendously by keeping high quality in their vehicles and then massively utilizing their brand outside of the automotive industry. Thanks for watching today's video. Kindly subscribe to the channel, like and leave a comment saying I subscribed, and I'll personally reply to your comment. Thanks!